Coping with COVID. Updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from the coronavirus. SCDHEC. Healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.
Happy Friday. I'm Tre Tailor, and thank you so much for joining us for Coping with Tre Tailor. Today, we're coping with community. Attorney Carl Solomon and Pastor Dr. Aaron Bishop have launched Sold Out Sundays. It's an initiative to salute people in our community. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much for having me.
You are more than welcome. Thank you so much for what you're doing in the community. We're going to join these two gentlemen in just a minute, and they're going to tell us about their Sold Out Sunday initiative. That and more coming up next on Coping with Tre Tailor. But first, your COVID community updates. I read several posts on Facebook this morning that people thought the trumpets were sounding for the second coming of Christ when an Amber Alert came through around 3 a.m. this morning. Well, the 10-month-old child has been found safe in Georgia and is currently with the mom in Hilton Head. Now, according to police, 25-year-old Jarius Hosey was armed with a handgun when he forced his way into an apartment, assaulted the mother of his child, and drove off. Police stopped their pursuit when Hosey began driving erratically and threatened to harm the child. The Amber Alert was then issued, and he was later found at an apartment in Statesville, Georgia, where he is currently in custody and will be extradited to Beaufort County. SCDHEC has your most up-to-date list of times, dates, and locations for COVID testing and COVID vaccines in and around South Carolina. Visit scdheck.gov for more information. Now, throughout the show, scrolling at the bottom of the screen, you will see information about COVID testing, including where you can get 5 free rapid self-tests by logging on to covidtest.gov. Also, where veterans can get their tests and also vaccinations, the several retail outlets that are providing tests, and some of them are even providing N95 masks, Kroger pharmacies, CVS, Walgreens, and then, of course, the Brooklyn Baptist Church Vaccine Clinic continues to be open 7 days a week. Also, information will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen about the Comet bus system. Not only can you get your COVID vaccine and testing at the main location at the corner of Sumter and Laurel Streets, but you can get a free ride to get your vaccine on the Comet. We'll also be sharing information about Get Set Up. Now, if you or someone you know is challenged with technology, whether they're a senior or not, they can get online registration help at Get Set Up. Also, several community resources, including financial resources, are available throughout the state of South Carolina, and you can also see that information scrolling at the bottom of the screen throughout the show, and that includes FEMA's COVID funeral reimbursement. If you lost someone due to COVID, FEMA will give you a reimbursement for funeral expenses. The SC Bar Association and SC Legal Services has a toll-free number and website for rental and mortgage help. Lexington County has a bill assistance program. SC Housing and Dominion Energy also have free rental and utility assistance. And if someone you know is having a challenge coping with COVID, the South Carolina Department of Mental Health has SC Hopes. It's a 24-hour assistance line. Now, also, we'll be sharing information about the Brooklyn Lakeview Empowerment Center. They're holding registration for free diabetes management classes beginning in May, and several job opportunities, including City of Columbia has their open house every Wednesday from 8 until 11, and Spectrum is hiring about 350 people part-time, could end up being permanent full-time for their call center in West Columbia. Also, I shared this with you earlier this week, and I want to mention it again. Regional Medical Center in Orangeburg is offering a 50% discount on all unpaid bills of their patients. You can see the information on the screen, and folks who have unpaid bills at Orangeburg Regional Medical Center can call the number on the screen. Once again, all of that information is on the screen now and will be scrolling at the bottom of the screen throughout the show. You're watching Coping with Tre Tailor. I'm Tre Tailor, and we are streaming live on the Tailor Made Production page on Facebook. Please go over there and hit like and share and follow. Get all types of great resources that are available, and set your notifications as to when we go live. Now, we're also streaming live on the YouTube channel. We've been streaming live for 2 years now, and there's so much great content and great interviews on that page. And there you can find all of that, all of the past shows on the Tailor Made Production YouTube channel on YouTube, of course. We're also streaming live and have a presence on Twitter and on Instagram. Coming up, we're going to find out about Sold Out Sundays. Carl Solomon and Aaron Bishop join us next on Coping with Tre Tailor. We'll be right back.
The Comet gives me a reliable source of transportation.
It's very convenient to me, and they have wonderful drivers.
It's clean, and it builds community. It's fun to meet people.
It makes me feel like really independent. It's just fun.
It's always going to be there and gets me everywhere I need to go.
We try to ride every single day. Comedy is our livelihood.
Computers, they're a part of our everyday lives. But when they're not working, they're an everyday problem. So call Computers Unique, your everyday solution. 803-351-5821. Is your computer running slow? Won't turn on? Do you need a screen replaced? Or maybe you just need another computer? Well, Computers Unique is your one-stop shop for all your computer needs. They have a wide variety of new and pre-owned PCs, Macs, and tablets. So call Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall. 803-351-5821. 803-351-5821.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Aiken-Cochran. As Miss America, I know that taking care of yourself is important. Part of taking care of your health is knowing if you're at risk of type 2 diabetes. Prediabetes is serious and puts you at risk for developing type 2 diabetes. Visit inittogethersc.org. Take an online test to find out your risk and join the diabetes prevention program.
Thank you for joining us again for Coping with Tre Tailor. I'm Tre Tailor, and we are streaming live on the Tailor Made Production page on Facebook. Please go over there, hit like and share and follow, and get notifications as to when we go live every Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday from In It Together SC and the Diabetes Advisory Council, and then on Thursday and Friday with Coping with Tre Tailor. We're also streaming live on the YouTube channel. Please go over there and hit the subscribe button and watch past episodes of Coping with COVID and Coping with Tre Tailor. We also have a presence on Instagram and Twitter, so please like and follow us on all social media outlets. Well, 2 community leaders have joined forces to celebrate people and businesses that are making a difference and doing some innovative things. Reverend Dr. Aaron Bishop is an internationally known motivational speaker and the pastor of Grace Christian Church in Columbia, South Carolina. The community leader himself has been recognized by President Obama, served as faith director on the Cory Booker presidential campaign, and served on the Richland 1 School Board and been chaplain for the Richland County Sheriff's Department. Reverend Dr. Aaron Bishop joins us today, along with attorney Carl Solomon. He is the owner of the Solomon Law Group, where they practice personal injury law in the state and federal courts in South Carolina. He served in leadership roles in the South Carolina Bar Association, the SC Commission on Higher Education, South Carolina Black Lawyers Association, and American Association of Justice, just to name a few. His work in the community includes gas, turkey, and school supply giveaways and haircuts for kids. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So tell me first, what is Sold Out Sundays? How did you guys come up with the idea?
Well, it's something that has been ongoing for me and Carl as we know that we are native sons of the city. What I always tell people, the return on the investment. And it's better to give than to what? Receive. And, a lot of times you see people who are in need of just a little encouragement or some helping hand to go a little further or run the extra mile. There's a quote, Trey, that says, if you're going somewhere and there's a traffic jam, you go the extra mile, you'll ride alone. You'll be okay. Yes. And so we're helping people go an extra mile with the Sold Out Saturdays, which is once a month. We go to a Black establishment and do what me and Carl has done to help businesses. We've done things like this to help with children, with school supplies, Thanksgiving turkeys, as Carl has been recognized for as well. But this is what we're doing with businesses. And maybe there's something Carl wants to add, because it was just us having a casual conversation and saying, what can we do in these streets? What can we do in our community?
So tell me, Carl, because you have been very known with doing a lot of these types of community activities. So what happened during the conversation with Aaron that you guys kind of wanted to take it to another level to really involve African-American owned businesses?
Well, Trey, we've both been blessed to have been giving support, giving guidance, and to have our own businesses. And we also know all of the troubles and the hard times that come with that. So what you see is a Meadow Lake Belvedere production that says, when we grew up, the man who owned the gas station lived down the street. We knew the man that not only cut our hair, but owned the barbershop, the doctor, everybody else, and things have changed so much. What can we do as sons of this city and business owners to encourage, inspire, and help others achieve their great dreams? I often tell my son, we all we got, but we all we need if we just work on each other and for each other. And so that's what Aaron and I come together to try to do.
I love that, Carl. You said we're all we got, we're all we need. And obviously you two brothers have come together and have taken this initiative to another level. But how can we get, and I know you guys know what's going on, not only in our community, but in the world as people of color. How do we engage and encourage and get other people of color involved in respecting each other, loving each other, and supporting each other?
Carl, I'll let you take a stab. You may bring a lyric or two from a hip hop community.
Well, when I try to tell people, I'm not going to quote Kevin Gates today, because people always try to act like that's not an appropriate resource when it is. But when you give respect and you look at people as who they are and can be instead of what they've been labeled, then a lot of times you can actually then have that courageous conversation, to borrow from Pastor Bishop, to start these things happening. I remember Jay-Z getting up from the steps of Marcy, where Oprah came to have an interview, and he said to the children sitting there, now that you've seen her and you know that she's real, you should now know that you can do what she did. Right. So you have no excuses. So we try to provide leadership, we try to provide access, and try to do what we can to inspire people, not because we're great, but because people did it for us. So we know we can do it for others.
Yeah, Aaron?
And Trey, listen, there's a quote that I remember from the women's suffrage journey. Atty Wells Barnett said that we got to lift as we climb.
Yes.
And so as we are doing that, we really know the plight, struggle, the sustainability strategies that takes a business owner to survive every day, let alone week to week or month to month. And we know that COVID is realities as far as its impact. And you heard in one community, you may catch the cold, but in our community, you catch what?
The
Corona.
flu. Yeah, Corona. Yeah.
You catch COVID. And we saw that stripped a lot of our businesses that didn't survive. A lot of people went through the PPP.
Yeah.
And I got to say this, Carl, when I was going through my dissertation defense, I kept using the word PPP, which was the public-private partnership, And my chair said, "Are you talking about PPP loans?" I said, "No, man. I'm talking about public-private partnerships, and that is what we're bringing to the table. We're challenging other people, not just in Columbia, but everywhere where we are hurting, to do just this. Go to the corner, go to the business, go to your local establishment, and take the money, take your influence." Because the human capital and political capital, financial capital, social capital, all spends well in our community.
Right.
And it adds value.
Right. Attorney Carl Solomon and Reverend Dr. Aaron Bishop join us today on Coping with Tre Tailor. You can't smile. You just got your doctorate. So congratulations, right, Carl? You're a doctor, so come on.
Absolutely.
And, so it's okay. Reverend Dr. Aaron Bishop. And we're talking today about their Sold Out Saturday initiative, where they are going to African-American owned businesses and blessing them financially. So how do people qualify? Do you just have to be a Black owned business to qualify?
So we're actually expanding this. That is the number one criteria. We're trying to help our community. But what we would like for people to do is to start providing us with the names and locations of places that they think could benefit from this. And it's going to be at sos@bishopspeaks.com. sos@bishopspeaks.com. Now, Trey, I got to take half a second to just pull back the veil a little bit. Yeah. There's a second doctor in the Bishop household. And her name is Dr. Jennifer Bishop.
Yes.
All right. And Dr. Jennifer Bishop is a driving force behind this. They say behind every great man, there's a great woman. Yes. Well, she's pushing both of us, trying to make us do what is right. But she has set up that email address. She handles the logistics, and she makes sure that all of this comes together. So if people know a business that can benefit from exposure, can benefit from some monetary influx, let us know. We'll try to let people know where you are, and we'll try to spend some money with you so people can sample your product. Because many times our product is really good. People just don't get a chance to get exposed to it, and we want to provide that exposure.
Right. I want to shout out Jennifer Bishop, who is actually watching today. Thank you, Jennifer, so much.
Carl Solomon and Tre Tailor, you all know I got to hurry up and say something before I'm in the dog.
Yes, sir.
Carl has taken my feet from up under me. Yes, I have to recognize my beautiful wife and partner and teammate. Like, when we know teamwork makes the dream work.
Absolutely.
She's part of this team along with several other people that we could go on and name. But, it's not about a name. It's not about eye recognition. Every time we go to one of these establishments, we never ask for anything back. We actually give them a package of financial support, and then we spend money, and we invite everyone. We literally go live and say, come down and help us spend this money.
Yeah. Jennifer's watching. She has the email address, sos@bishopspeaks.com, sos@bishopspeaks.com. Jennifer, thank you so much for watching. I did mention that she was a doctor also, and congratulations to both of you. Okay, Josie says, I'm trying. You better hurry up and talk, Reverend Bryant. Jennifer says, thank you. So you want people to email a deserving, whatever, whoever they may think is deserving, or at least an African-American owned business in the county, in the city, in Richland County, in the city of Columbia, and you guys will get together. So you say you're giving them a care package, which is great, financial, and then spending money, because that's what they need. They don't need they don't need us to go and ask for a hookup. They have the same bills as everybody else, and they need us to spend dollars. So I love that you guys go live, tell people where you are, and encourage people to come out. How often are you doing? Go ahead, Aaron. You were going to say something.
Well, to answer your question, we're doing it once a month. And let me tell you, Trey, I appreciate you and thank you for allowing us to be on this show. Absolutely. Because I want to tell the testimony. The testimony is that when we go in there, we hear the story behind the business. It's one thing to go and do an exchange.
Yeah.
And, hear, where this item is on the shelf or what they do as a product and service. But when we get the testimony of how they survived so far, reason why they got established. Like, for instance, when we did, what is it called? The dollar store.
STO, dollar store.
Dollar store.
Right.
The brother said the reason why he started the store is because kids from the school next to him would have to walk over busy traffic on Fair Road.
Right.
He was afraid they would get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Now, Trey, we know our children are our future. Teach them well. Let them lead the way, right?
Yes.
We got children dying in the street today.
Yeah.
If I pivot to that, excuse me, but it's in my heart.
Right.
Where we just lost 2 children.
2 kids.
In the last, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah.
Yes.
This week. Yeah.
It's time for us to not just say, how are the children? We need to restore hope to our community. And that's what Sold Out Saturday is about. Us operating in unity while providing equity to our community to say, y'all, we can do better all together.
Yeah.
And Trey, I'm selfish a little bit, so I'm gonna take it there. I am so selfish that I like to see young Black men learn how to be men.
Yeah.
I like to see football programs in Greenview Park. I like to see young ladies learning how to grow and be young ladies. And what I find is when I go to those organizations, the same people given that time are running these small businesses.
Yeah.
So if I want my community to be good, if I want the younger brothers and sisters to learn, then I got to invest in these small businesses who won't just take the money back to Wall Street or to the State House, but to put it in Greenview Park, take it back to Belvedere and make things better. And I'm sorry if people don't understand that. I'm not trying to be exclusionary to others, but I'm trying to make sure that we support our community and support those that support our children.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything wrong with taking care of your own. You got to take care of home first, you know.
Absolutely.
And it's not that you don't like anybody; you just love you.
Amen. Amen.
We cannot be ashamed of that. We have to stop making excuses or apologizing for trying to take care of ours. Because here's the thing, we're getting lambasted for not taking care of ours. So hell, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
What we're going to do, and we're going to make sure we do it right.
Yeah. We're talking to Attorney Carl Solomon and Reverend Dr. Aaron Bishop, if you're nasty. And we are talking about their Sold Out Saturday initiative, where once a month they're going into the community, blessing a Black-owned business, and really pouring into our community. Now, the email address is sos@bishopspeaks.com. If you or someone you know has a Black-owned business or are a Black-owned business, you can nominate yourself. All they have to do is email the name of the business, I guess, the proprietor, and the phone number and email address. That's
a little contact information for us to set it up. Absolutely.
Right. All the contact information, and then someone will then contact the business, or you'll contact the person that's nominating them, so to speak.
We'll ultimately contact the businesses where we're going to go. And so if you're not contacted, you'll still see who we chose, because Aaron and I do these video skits and we make fun of ourselves in hopes that people will laugh enough to get engaged enough to come out and participate. And when you see us go live, come on down. We actually want to give you something on behalf of this business. So please come down and participate. This is a celebration of that business, and the more the merrier.
All right. I think we've got a video right now. Charity, producer, was able to pull up a video. So Charity, since Carl mentioned the video, can we look at the video right quick of them? Again, while she's bringing it up, don't forget.
How you doing, man? Merry Christmas. How you doing, man? Good. That's a $25 gift card. $5 for cash. Enjoy the book. We get a book this thing. Merry Christmas. Y'all have a great time. Thank you very much.
And Trey, that's from a gas giveaway, which is a parallel project to this. I was taught in my business classes that you make commitment one of two ways: with your wallet or with your time.
Right.
Both Dr. Bishops and I are saying we're doing both. We're going to put our money where our mouth is, and we're going to go out and spend our time in these businesses. So we really think it's worthwhile. We really think it's good for not only that business, but the community. And we hope people will come by.
Awesome. Awesome. Again, if you have a nomination or a recommendation, email sos@bishopspeaks.com. sos@bishopspeaks.com. Black-owned business in our community. You would like for the Sold Out Saturday initiative with the bishops and Attorney Carl Solomon to bless them. Please let them know. What else do you need from the community? How else can the community help you guys?
Well, Trey, first of all, I just want to tell people I said a powerful word the other day. I mean, a few minutes ago about unity. Now, someone may see this and they'll say, "Well, we can do it too."
Right.
Well, let's don't be divided. A house divided cannot stand. If you want to join us and partner with us, I don't believe Carl and myself would turn anyone away, because the more the merrier, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Strength in numbers.
That's right. Strength in numbers. Let's all push in the same direction, because our community needs us. I was speaking to Dr. Bobby Donaldson of University of South Carolina, and he shared with me where there was once a Black Wall Street right downtown in Columbia, and the big mural is right there off Main Street where it was literally located. And so I asked a very inquisitive question. What happened?
Right.
Why don't we have that anymore? He said, I got a one-word answer for you. He said, it's called community. We lost community. And so with this initiative and this opportunity, we're trying to establish the community. And if you are a business that want us to support you, and if you're someone who's listening and inspired to join forces with us, let's do it together. Unity and equity can go a long way. And we got to bring equity. We got to bring our value to the table. And I think we can do that all on one accord without anybody doing separate things. That's one of the problems with our community. We do it separately, but that's separate. This is power.
Amen.
Yeah. I love that, Aaron, that we are stronger together. We're stronger together. So, yeah, you see that they're doing this. They've got the Sold Out Saturday initiative. They already have the wheel. No need to reinvent the wheel. Just come on and join the wheel so that it can be even stronger. If people want to volunteer, I'm sure you're accepting volunteers. People can reach out to that SOS number, Aaron and Carl. And then also, if they want to make a financial donation, because you guys are coming out of your pocket for this, right?
Oh, yeah.
We are. And if they want to donate, we want total transparency. You don't even have to give us the money. When we show up, just buy something from the business. Right. It goes directly back into the economy. Now, Trey, one of the greatest changes and transitions in businesses in the last 20 years has been crowdsourced funding.
Yeah.
People go out and get small donations and start multi-million-dollar businesses. Well, we want to crowdsource in Meadow Lakes, on Farrell Road, Two Notch Road, and everywhere else in Richland County that we can. So if you want to help literally by just showing up with a couple of dollars, it ain't got to be much, and participating with that business, you will make this so much more. Our sum is so much greater than our parts.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you know when the next one is?
We are definitely scheduling it for May. What we will be doing, as always, you're going to see me and Carl allude to where it will be. And by that time, we would have already met with the establishment to make sure they can handle the capacity. Because as we're putting this crowdsourced funding idea out there and almost trying to literally duplicate what happened with Pinky, and it's called Slutty Vegan in Atlanta, Georgia. They made her a millionaire because Atlanta showed up. They pulled up. And so Columbia, when we start really identifying these establishments, we want you to come on out. And I want to give just a little shout out to one other partner who's not on here, but he's joining the team every time we show up. His name is Derek Pugh. Derek Pugh has
County Councilman.
Derek Pugh has joined forces with us.
Awesome.
And the next establishment, I think he said he's going to have the radio out there.
Awesome.
There'll be a whole big turn up. And so called the crowdsourcing funding. It's going to be big that day. So you need to be looking out for it.
Yeah.
And Trey, I don't typically try to put people on the spot, But since I got this platform right here, I want you to tell those frat brothers of ours at Omicron Phi, all right, Chi I squared, you hear me? Zeta Zeta E squared, Mu Sigma, Columbia.
That's right.
We need you to show up.
Show
the
up.
brothers have been bridge builders for years. No time to stop now.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Call them out. Call out the brothers of purple and gold. Look, my 6-year-old now, 6-year-old grandson, I live across the street from Ed McDowell. And so Ed's already got him hoofing and barking. And,
you got to train him in the way to go, Trey.
Now, Trey, I don't know why Carl did this again, but I'm pretty sure our force of nature behind us, which is Jennifer Bishop,
right?
She's gonna pull the deltas out in a few minutes. She's gonna put something in the comment section.
Yeah, but the bras are gonna outnumber the deltas, but it's okay. It's okay.
That herd of elephants is real.
The whole Panhellenic Council, right?
We want everybody. We want them all.
That's right. That's right. Like my 6-year-old says, he want to be a part of the purple team. He want to be part of the purple
Yes, ma'am.
So, all right. Listen, this is amazing. This is really an amazing initiative. And listen, big ups to y'all for doing it, and Derek Pugh for joining, Jennifer for Derek is on here, family. Jennifer for hey Derek, Jennifer for also being the estrogen force behind it, and for everyone else who wants to donate. Again, the email address, charity, if you can put it up, is sos@bishopspeaks.com. If you want to nominate or suggest a Black-owned business in Richland County in the city of Columbia that you think would be deserving, email sos@bishopspeaks.com. If you want to volunteer, email sos@bishopspeaks.com. If you want to donate, email sos@bishopspeaks.com. If you have a suggestion, a question, a comment, sos@bishopspeaks.com. Whatever you do, just email them, reach out to Aaron, Carl, Jennifer, and also Derek Pugh, and do what you can do to help our community. We need to stop talking about it. And I know we say this all the time. We need to be about it.
Yes.
Here's something that is already happening, that you can be a part of something greater. It starts with us. We've got to stop wondering what we can do. We've got to start doing some things. And this is something that's already happening. So again, Danielle says, outstanding work, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Jennifer says, volunteer, donate, nominate, email us. Maxine said, yes, she says, and golden. He says he's a purple and golden. That's what he says. We love it. All right. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. Again, sos@bishopspeaks.com, sos@bishopspeaks.com. Derek says, let's take care of our community. Absolutely, yes. Derek. And like Carl said, if not us, who?
Absolutely.
Hey, Trey, I have to say this, and I don't know if anyone's a Star Trekkie or I'm a Star Wars. And Yoda said this one time. He said, "It's not try, it's do."
Yes.
We can't keep saying we're gonna try to do better. We got to do better.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are definitely doing that. Count me in for the next couple of ones. I'm gonna donate. I'm gonna be a part financially, and I'm gonna put my sweat equity in. So I'm there. Carl,
look forward to it. Our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so very much. We're going to come right back in just a minute. Carl and Aaron are going to close us out in prayer.
Amen.
We'll be right back with them. Listen, if you have a story or initiative that can help someone cope with COVID, please email booking@copingwithtretatailor.com. The information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you have a product or service that can help someone cope with COVID, please email copingwithtretatailor@gmail.com. We would love for you to be a proud sponsor, just like SCDHEC, In It Together SC, and the Diabetes Advisory Council. They sponsor Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday right here on Coping with COVID. Also, the Fifth Circuit Solicitor's Office, Attorney Byron Gibson, they sponsor No Justice, No Peace every every second Thursday. Our other sponsors include Computers Unique, Dutch Square Mall, the Comet Bus System, Agape Counseling and Training Services, also Javis Tax Services, and Black Pages Black Expo, coming to Columbia May 20th and 21st, featuring Anthony Anderson, Kiara Kiki Sheard, and so much more. Coming up next week, we've got another great show, Heart Health. We'll talk about heart health on Wellness Wednesday. On Wednesday, Dr. Daniel Lackland with MUSC will talk to us about that. Also, we'll talk to someone from MUSC, a professor at MUSC, that talks about the need for people of color, particularly African Americans, to be involved in trials. And then twin doctors in the city of Columbia just opened a practice, and we'll talk to those two ladies. That's coming up next week on Coping with COVID and Coping with Tre Tailor. As always, I usually leave you with a devotional, but we've got two mighty men of God already here, and they are going to tag team us out in prayer. Come on now.
Dr. Bishop, I'm going to defer to you, sir.
Deacon Carl Solomon, go ahead, good brother.
Come on, Carl.
All right. Let us pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for this opportunity to gather together virtually to talk about great things in our community.
Yes.
We thank you for this mighty sister, Tre Tailor, as she puts on this show so that we can be educated and informed on what's going on. We ask you to touch our minds, our hearts, and our souls and bring us together, so we as a community continue to strive and improve ourselves, and we can heal so that our young men know their value, and we can not only save lives, but reach greatness. Thank you for all the blessings you've bestowed upon us. Thank you for all the harms that you've moved that we didn't know were there. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Come on, somebody.
Go ahead, Carl Solomon.
Get down, boy. Go ahead, get down.
Hey, he's the pastor, but I know how to call on the Lord when it's time.
Man, what? Man, what? You better know how to call on him. Derek Pierce said, amen, Q.
Hey, Trey, you know, me and Carl have been, I want to let everyone know this. Me and Carl have been reading the Bible together every day of the year this year. Wow. And the blessings have been overflowing in our lives. Yes. We thank God for the winning streaks and the stuff we are experiencing. And that's why we're able to give the surplus of God's blessing. And speaking of that, we appreciate you for allowing us being on here. I've always said this, and I say it again. Tre Tailor is one of the top 3 most talented women in the city of Columbia. Always remember that.
I'm honored. I'm honored. You have always said that, and I appreciate it. Thank you again so much. Aaron Bishop, Carl Solomon, thank you guys so much once again for what you're doing in our community. Don't forget SOS@bishopspeaks.com, sold out Sundays. I'm Tre Tailor. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again. Take care. God bless. Stay well. And I'm still a masker, and I still say, don't forget to wear your mask over your nose.
Amen.
See you guys.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Coping with COVID, updates on the pandemic and information to help you thrive and survive COVID-19. It's brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. Visit scdheck.gov for an updated list of testing sites and important information on how to protect yourself, your family, and friends from coronavirus. SCDHEC, healthy people, healthy communities. In it together and the South Carolina Diabetes Advisory Council, presenting Wellness Wednesday every Wednesday on Coping with COVID. The City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, helping to meet the needs of small, minority, and women-owned businesses in the City of Columbia. Log on to columbiasc.net/OBO. Agape Counseling and Training Services. Call 803-779-2777 for licensed professionals of counselors and social workers helping families, engaged and married couples, and individuals of all ages gain an understanding of all aspects of their lives. If you're having a challenge coping with COVID, contact Agape Counseling and Training Services at agapects.com. And Palmetto Media Connections, connecting media and communities together. Coping with COVID, brought to you by SCDHEC. In it together, the Diabetes Advisory Council, the City of Columbia Office of Business Opportunities, Agape Counseling and Training Center, and Palmetto Media Connections.
Coping with COVID with Tre Tailor.